Hey, what's up guys, Bound here, and Season 5 is coming to a close. Regulation C has been actually pretty crazy. There's a lot of threats in the meta right now, and it's like really hard to counter a lot of them. So I'm going to be talking about a little bit of meta analysis here because this is a game with Japanese Pokemon website, and I kind of use Google Translate to translate this to English kind of. It's not really English because it's like the Japanese names are different, so it's like Dragonite's called Karyu in Japanese, so it's like something like that. But anyway, Dragonite is like totally dominating the usage right now. So these stats are across the top 500 players. The Dragonite is on 2/3 top 500 teams because it just makes sense. It carries out a lot of situations because one thing is you can't revenge kill it because of extreme speed. So all other priority moves are kind of be outsped by that. And multi-skill allows it to set up very easily. It has a lot of variants with a lot of Terra types it can run like really well, and a lot of items it can just run. And it gets pretty much every move in the game pretty much except for like taunt. It gets recovery, it gets setup, it gets trapping, it gets utility, it gets everything. It gets every coverage move too, so you really have to just have options that counter most of the Dragonite most of the sets that Dragonite wants to go for. Now, yeah, that's pretty much why Dragonite is number 1. And here I have my Regulation C team right here. It's obviously the no. I really like challenging myself this season to play without Ruin Legendaries. It's actually been really fun. So I'm kind of bouncing around like 1800, 1900 rating in ranked, and it's actually been pretty fun. I've been working on editing this team to the best of my ability throughout the season. And yeah, this season is kind of just to gather data on like what is being used and how to play against stuff. And I think I've gotten my team to a good point to where I can just go out to the next season swinging because I can just use this team right now. And yeah. Anyway, so Fluttermane is obviously going to be the second most used. It was the first most used Pokemon in the beginning of the season, but you know, there's been a lot of just counterplay that's going on with Fluttermane. Like for example, my team, I have pretty good counterplay to Fluttermane actually because I got Bellable to tank hits. I got priority users like Kokwaywo and Ceruledge, and this Life Up Ceruledge has been so good. Like I just can't like. I've been using this Life Up Ceruledge since the very beginning of the game, like November or December actually, when Ranked came out. It's been so good, and you know, like this is the only Pokemon that stayed on my team throughout the entire duration of the game. I've been using other stuff, trying out other stuff, and this is just what clicked. But yeah, even when I got rank 2, it's like this Ceruledge has been like just doing its work every time. So it's like pretty crazy. And Shadow Sneak from Life Orb Shadow Sneak can 1-hit KO Fluttermane, so it just naturally kind of fit into the meta, which is really what I liked. But the main reason why I wanted Life Orb was to just do as much damage as possible with like Bitter Blade, Terra Blast, Grass and stuff. But it also just Shadow Sneak KOs Fluttermane, so that's also a plus. And yeah, I don't really like Focus Sash or Roulette because 1, it's predictable, and 2, it doesn't get the best value out of it, unfortunately. So especially with like this meta right now, because there's a lot of Stealth Rock and stuff. But anyway, yeah, Golden Go obviously really good. Blocks all status moves like Encore, Taunt, Trick, everything. And you can't like you have to just KO it with an attack. You can't do anything else to KO it. So, and yeah, it has more bulk than it should, so it's like annoying to deal with at sometimes. A lot of people have been running the Thunderwave one because there's been a huge increase in Annihilate in ranked in general. It kind of went down because dude, there was like a few days where I like play and like half the teams would have Annihilate on it, or majority of the teams. So that's what causing the increase in the Thunderwave Hex Goldingo. And yeah, there's a lot of those going around. I'm actually curious. Obviously we can't see how many Goldingos are running Thunderwave. We could go to the usage on SV, the PokeDB though. I can check that right now. Yeah, let's go Goldingo. Now these numbers are different because it's across the entire rank ladder on Master. And yeah, so yeah, Goldango's number 5 in terms of that. Let's see how many Goldingos are actually running Thunderwave though. Okay, so it's 16%. That's actually a pretty high number because it's a pure adaptation to certain meta things like Annihilate and just getting the speed control as well. Um, yeah. So Qian Pao, obviously, this thing is like all the rule legendaries carry way too much. I feel like they need a nerf because Qian Pao is too fast and it can flinch with Icicle Crash and it can just rob games too much. Ting Lu has too much special defense and needs probably should get nerfed to like 50. Chi Yu has too much. I mean, Chi Yu's kind of balanced, I guess, but it still has too much special attack and kind of. With specs, it's pretty much gonna one-shot everything in the game. So yeah, but Chi Yu has the most counterplay probably out of all 4 Ruin legendaries. And I say that because Wo Qian somehow figures Wo Qian will win. Like Wo Qian, you might think it's bad, but it will find a way to win every matchup. It will just find a way, and that's why I put Hatterene on my team. Just I've been using this for since like the mid-March because I really wanted to just deal with a lot of setup stuff. But this kind of naturally fit with the meta right now because I was kind of like looking ahead with like the real legendary meta back in March. And I was like, Ting Lu and Wo Qian are gonna be a problem. So I put Hatterene on. And the Draining Kiss really helps against Ting Lu, being able to drain a lot of HP back because Ting Lu has massive HP. And you can take advantage of that with the Draining Kiss right there. So, yeah. Pretty much Hatterene forces Wo Qian to Terra, which is good. Because if they like Terra Leech Seed, then on your magic bounce, then they just bounce the Leech Seed back, and now you're in the favor there. So it's really cool to have a lot of times. And yeah, there's also a lot of Breloom Spore going around as well. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. But yeah, Qian Pao, not a balanced Pokemon. That thing, I don't know. Thing's way too annoying to deal with. Luckily, I do have Fortress, so it's not that bad. Fortress is really good at dealing with Qian Pao, especially with Body Press. Ghost Qian Pao can be a little bit of a problem, but a lot of people don't really Terra Ghost versus me because they don't expect Body Press anyway. And yeah, that's pretty much why I really like this Fortress a lot. It also pivots really well into like a Dondozos, even though Dondozo kind of dropped a lot of usage, but it's still pretty common. You still have to respect it. Like all these Pokemon, like pretty much the top like 10, I would say, demand like massive respect. You have to respect them in team preview. And if the player has like all like 6, if they're all 6 of their Pokemon are in the top 10, then you just have to respect their team really, really well. And which is, yeah, it's just crazy. So yeah. And then Mimikyu has been increasing a lot of usage lately because of the Cursed Pain Split set. It deals with a lot of meta stuff. But unfortunately, Mimikyu lacks in power, so it's forced to run Life Orb, and that's where you can really take advantage of it. Iron Bundle's been pretty... It's actually used to be higher, but it dropped down because of power creep, and just increased... Real legendaries coming into the meta also kind of caused it to decrease because, yeah, Wo Qian... Dude, Wo Qian can take, like, multiple freeze drives from Iron Bundle, which is crazy to say, but that's just how it is, because this thing has way too much bulk. I think they should nerf its physical defense when it has that ability, Tablet to Ruin. I don't think they should nerf the special defense because, you know, if it's a tank, it needs a high defense stat, but not both. That's kind of too overtuned. But yeah. Anyway, Annihilate, really common because it forces the opponent to play a certain way or else you lose. Taunt Rage Fist is a really broken combination. Yeah, this thing, like you can tell when they were designing some of these Pokemon in Generation 9, they knew they wanted to be good. They made an unaware Pokemon with Fissure. They gave Drain Punch, Rage Fist, Taunt, Bulk Up on Annihilate. All the real legendaries were designed to win games because of their abilities and the options they give. Because Ting Lu and this have massive bulk, and you're getting 4-hit KOs to kill them, 4 hits to kill them usually, but maybe even more than that, honestly. And then Qian Pao and Chi Yu are really fast, and they have access to flinch moves, so you could just get robbed by those Pokemon very easily, which is unfortunate because they're very strong and hard to switch into. So that kind of sucks. And yeah, Excalibur and down is where we start getting to the actual balance stuff. I guess Dondozo's kind of balanced now. which is kind of weird to say because it's been broken in like Series 1, Series 2 and stuff. But yeah, power creep is a thing. So yeah. But yeah, Excalibur, Terra Electric has been really common. Especially in this meta with like all the Dondozo and Iron Bundle and just like all the like electric ice coverage is really good as these Pokemon. Now I don't know why, but the game keeps matching me up with Terra Fire ones, and I can't use Fortress properly because of the Terra Fire. Like this Terra Fire, they're just random Terra Fires that I keep ramping into. But I'm not. That doesn't mean I should change anything. It's just have to get a luckier matchup, right? But Terra Fire isn't too common, and that's what I'm kind of like going off of here. So yeah, Great Tusk is a pretty good Pokemon to hit a lot of these Pokemon hard, like Ting Lu. Great Tusk is really good in the Ting Lu. And now the unfortunate thing about Ting Lu, like playing against Ting Lu, is that no matter what you do, it's always going to get that Ruination. Like no matter what you switch into, it's going to hit. So it's like, what do you like? There's nothing you can do about it. You have to play Ting Lu's game every time. So that's like, I say the most reliable way for me to deal with it is just the Draining Kiss Hatterene, because Ruination doesn't matter as much if the Draining Kiss is going to heal all that health back, because Ting Lu has a lot of HP. So yeah, I might change my Quaquaval set because the set has been working really well, but I'm not really getting too much value out of Ice Spinner as I would. But it's really good against Garchomp, Dragonite, and Amoonguss, so I might keep it on. But I'm still kind of thinking about new stuff. But yeah, I really like this Bellibolt set because Acid Spray allows me to, like one time I Acid Spray onto a Garchomp that kept coming in, and then I just Terra Blasted out. So it's actually, I really like this set a lot because Fairy Terra really helps my team a lot. And you can, like Bellibolt can outplay a lot of matchups by using the right combination, like just clicking the right moves in the right situations. This can win against Combine Fluttermane if you Acid Spray, and then when you think they're going to attack, you just Parabolic Charge, and then you get the KO. And that's actually happened a few times on my streams and battles and stuff. So yeah, you just have to really, this Pokemon's really good if you can outplay your opponent. And it's also really good at checking Iron Bundle, checking Chi-Yu, and stuff like that. So yeah, I really like it a lot. And hey, Dracon is, dude, I really like the synergy of this team, because Fortress Quaquaval is a really good synergy. And this is what I built the team around at the very beginning of the season, or before the season. I was kind of experimenting with this core, and it's insane how it's working well throughout the whole entire season, right? So yeah, and then Fortress plus Hydreigon's a really good core as well, because Fortress lures in a lot of stuff that Hydreigon loves to switch into, and also Volt Switch, like I can get that Volt Switch pivot, like it's a Goldango. If Goldango comes in, Fortress can just Volt Switch into it, and then I have this powerful Specs attacker ready to go, right? And yeah, and also Cerulean Edge plus Hydreigon's a really good core I like, because fire, like, okay, let's say Hydreigon goes Steel, it's only weak to fire fighting. This just covers immune to both, and Cerulean Edge doesn't like ground, water, rock, ghost, dark, and Hydreigon can resist most of that stuff. So I really like the synergy that my team brings, and I'm starting to tech a lot of specific stuff on it. Like I might change Mystical Fire for Terra Blast Water just to deal with like Chi-Yu and other stuff, but I don't know. I like this set already. And plus I already have other natural checks to Chi-Yu anyway. But yeah. I actually used to run Substitute on this with the 60 speed to outspeed Salt, and then I can outsubble and Salt Cure, and that's pretty good. But matchup doesn't come as much anymore because people are just using it less. Like if you look on this, it's not even in the top 30. Like that's insane. How is one of the most broken defensive Pokemon ever not in the top 30? Well, power creep. Yeah, that's pretty much the reason why. It's crazy. So yeah, we don't have to worry about Salt that much anymore. It's still gonna be pretty common, like in ranked battles. Like, let's see its overall usage in ranked battles. I think it's like top 30. Let's see. Yeah, top 20? Okay, I did not expect that. Yeah, it's more common across lower ELO then. the entire ELO because it's nowhere to be found. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm just really liking this team a lot. I also took Will-O-Wisp on the Cerulean Edge to catch those Dragonites coming in because they just do it every time. They just switch in Dragonite every time. So I really need to punish them for doing it because I don't want that to happen for free all the time. And the Terra Grass is really useful because it also helps against like the low chain Leech Seed stuff. So if I can't afford to bring this into a battle, I can use this as like a alternative, and it's actually been working pretty well. Especially since a lot of Woe Chains I'm fighting go water, so this kind of helps against that as well. And yeah, unfortunately Woe Chan Foul Play like pretty much one shots this because Woe Chan gets a stab Foul Play, which is kind of broken. So yeah, Woe Chan is just hard to deal with again. It just carries in too many situations, so you kind of have to outplay them, and this is why we will just use this in many situations against that. So yeah, I'm really liking this team, and I teched on Thunderwave as well in Fortress because it deals with it gets speed control, and it also deals with Dragonite. I can Thunderwave, pivot out into Volt Switch, and again, this is where this synergy comes in because I can Thunderwave as a Dragonite Dragon Dances. If it gets +2, then this will outspeed. If it's a bulky Dragonite that gets +3 speed, I can still outspeed with this. So that's really good to know, to just have. And like the only bad thing I guess about my team that I really like I'm scared of is like not having immediate fast threats. Like the fastest thing I have is Hydreigon, but yeah, there's just like so much speed creep now, like Fluttermane, Chien-Pao, Iron Moth, Iron Bundle. There's a lot of fast Pokemon that are very strong and can threaten one-hit KOs, and yeah, I feel like there's just a lot of imbalance within like the top Pokemon. Like I feel like if you're this fast like a Chien-Pao and this fast like a Fluttermane, you shouldn't be that strong, but that's just how it is, unfortunately, so you're forced to deal with it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about all the usage. I'm really excited to go into season 6 with a fresh, just like this idea, because I feel like I don't have to change too much anymore in terms of just, except for just like playstyle. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed that, and yeah, I'm excited to see what ideas other people come up with. If you have any ideas, be sure to comment them down below, and I'd love to read your comments. But yeah, until then, I will see you all next time.